Welcome back to It Tastes Like Burning, this Matt.
It's Jesse.
And as the always, you can always find us on ittasteslikeburningcast@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube at It Tastes Like Burning Cast. You can find us on Patreon for It Tastes Like Burning Cast. And if you ever feel like you have questions, concerns, comments, theories, conjectures, interjections, wishes, you can let us know.
Yeah. So you're sick.
Oh, I'm hammered dog crap. I am sick.
I'm tired. It's been busy and hectic, and I don't know if the old ragweed has gotten you.
I'm going to assume so. And the only reason I'm going to say that is because everyone else in the city is sick at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some
It,
of us hadn't seen each other. Like,
yeah. You got the old hay fevers.
yeah, bad.
Yeah, the hay fevers. And
I mean, I know. So we had 3 fires in I don't know, 8-hour period. I was unfortunately at all of them. And
oh yeah, wipe the microphone off, would
oh
you?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
uh let's see. I was at 3 of them. First one was a lot of good work was going on there. That was a well involved fire. Crews were doing good. I almost got away from them. I will actually credit a neighboring department.
Cough medicine?
No, I'm pretty sure that'd make me vomit.
It might cure you.
It wouldn't. I assure you, alcohol fixes a lot, but not this today.
Yeah. No.
No. Second
But a
call.
stapler.
No, that might work. Right in my temple. Second call was weird. And the third one was an absolute barn burner. I think the easiest way to describe that house while on scene is not only was it fully involved, it was also fully engulfed. You're gonna have to talk.
Yeah,
I can't.
you're dying.
I'm done.
Dying. He's dying, folks. So I had a couple of deals, and I didn't make any of these calls because I was out of town. Thank goodness, because it was pretty hectic there for a day or so. But we'll let Matt get better. I had a couple things I wanted to talk about today that I thought were kind of important. So Texas, and I'll brush over this, and Matt can get back to his story here in a minute. Texas, the state of Texas issued like nearly $300 million worth of funds to fund fire grants. And starting in about a month, they plan on starting to release these funds to purchase trucks. So, typical to most government things, and purely completely thankful that they're doing this. It was much needed. It's going to clear a bunch of backlog. Like it needed to happen. But the unintended consequences of government, right? So the amount of money hasn't been enough to purchase a truck. It's supposed to be a 90-10 grant. Well, it gets about between 50 and 70% of the cost of a truck, depending on what truck it goes to currently. So at best, you're a 50 or a 30 to a 50 or a 70, right? So the amounts didn't go up, haven't gone up, and clearly a long time, probably since COVID. I think there was an increase 21, something like that.
Was a slight bump, but small. And it sure tell didn't cover for inflation.
Right, which all happened after the fact. So, good example of that's a brush truck's what, 125?
A brush truck?
Small brush truck?
Oh, a small brush truck's 175 now.
No, I mean the grant.
Oh, yes.
I think it's 125,
Yeah.
and they cost about 175 to buy. So
Yeah, large.
on a 90-10, that doesn't math out, right? The large is you know, you can spend $500,000 on a large brush truck pretty easy.
Yeah, that's where the real damage is at. Is on the
Tanker,
large
yeah, the tankers that
large brush truck and tankers, large apparatus.
yeah, a tanker costs $500,000. Doesn't matter how you slice it, and it funds to
Wow.
275, 245.
I thought it was all the way up to 315,
Maybe it is.
but you're really splitting hairs here
Right.
because
Yeah, you're 200 grand short.
there's a company. Well, there's multiple companies out there offering alternatives to tankers. And don't get me wrong, there's a couple of these trucks that we saw that I actually really like. They have 1250 pumps and 1250 gallons. But if I'm buying a tanker, I want a tanker. And the kicker is a lot of people forget about when you're trying to cut corners like that, that ISO specifically specifies what is a tanker, and it is a specific gallons, and it's 1,800 gallons or more.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting an 1,800 gallon tanker, standard, bottom of the barrel, whatever, just go to 2,000, because I don't think anyone makes an 1,800 without it being
So,
custom. So it's a $400,000 truck,
yeah.
and the grant takes you to 315.
Yeah. So you're short no matter what. You're always short. And while I think the legislators and the governor and all them, they did the right thing. I think that how it's applied maybe should have been altered a little bit. It's one of those deals. You get one chance to ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. The fact of the matter is there's going to be responsible entities out there that maybe didn't qualify out of the gate, but they will have the funding and the funds available, that if people turn down the grant, they'll be able to jump on it.
Yeah. And you might see a bunch turned down. And especially since the whole build your own thing is not really a thing anymore, right? So used to you could buy a pickup and put a bed on it and get a skid unit, and you could do the brush truck for under $100,000. Well, that's not really a thing anymore, right? It's not. The program is meant for it to be an actual fire apparatus and not Joe Bob's old welding truck
Oh,
with a cattle sprayer mounted on the back of it. For those of you that aren't from the country, sorry you don't know what a cattle sprayer is.
or Jim Bob.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a pretty good old boy. Yeah. So that's a conundrum. And the other thing that I think's going to happen, and this is pure speculation on my part, but I think as these orders start piling in, because we're talking about hundreds of apparatus being purchased basically at one time
In a month.
right? As these orders start piling in and the demand goes up and the supply goes down, that normally means prices stabilize out, right?
Usually.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wait.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Yeah. No.
Nope. No, that's actually, it means it's really bad.
Yeah.
Already very, very expensive shit just tripled.
Yeah. Because you're going to have those departments that are going to have the extra cash on hand that say, well, by God, I got this tanker grant. I'm going to throw another $400,000 at it because I'm cash flush. And I'm going to get the $700,000 tanker. And then pretty soon that becomes the norm, right?
Right.
You know, what you get for that dollar keeps going down. And a good example of that's like our county just bought, was it 5 tanker pumpers?
Not yet.
No, the previous order, 4.
Okay. Sorry. 5 tanker pumpers and 5 tankers. 10 total.
Yeah, 10 total. So you got these 5 tanker pumpers that were ordered a couple years ago at around, was it 650, something like that a piece, 700.
No, I think it's closer to 9 when you average everything together.
Yeah, it less than $1 million. And today that same truck is well over $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not they're nice trucks. They're very well thought out, custom cab tanker pumpers, but it's not the Cadillac.
Mm-mm.
You know, this is the
Freightliners.
this is the kind of the base model stuff.
The
So
engine has a custom cab.
yeah, that's a Sabre cab, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
or Enforcer cab, which is the lower end of the Pierce catalog, right? It's not the Velocity or the Impel or what's the other one with the little flip down
Quantum.
Quantum,
But
yeah.
they don't make Quantum anymore.
Yeah, they still make the flip down stair though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an option I think on the Velocity. Maybe. So you get that driving the price up, and then lead times, right? Lead times nearly 4 years. And
Oh.
these grants are good for a year. Like you can get some extensions and you can work it out and whatnot, but on a 4 year lead time, I mean, they're not, this money's sitting in the bank somewhere for the state for 4 years before this truck shows up. And it's a guaranteed 2 years.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah, there's nobody building this stuff in less than 2 years.
The only way around it is if you can snag a demo truck.
Yeah,
And if you snag a demo truck, you're paying a premium.
well, not just that, but there's only so many demos, right? There's not that many of those, and there's arguably hundreds of trucks that are fixing to get purchased.
Yeah.
Maybe close to 1,000. I don't know the true numbers, but I do know that there's
It's hundreds for sure.
it's hundreds.
It's more than 500.
Yeah,
That I know.
yeah. My mind's telling me it was around 700 apparatus.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
But that's coming down the pipe for all the fine folks of Texas. Get to navigate that. There's worse things to navigate by far. Matt's literally dying.
Yeah, I'm not doing awesome.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get that enema.
Yeah.
Yeah, horse tranquilizer suppository.
Yeah.
That's what he's after. And then the other thing I was gonna kind of touch on is communications equipment.
That's a privilege.
Yeah. So specifically equipment and just some observations I've had that we've gone from strings and Dixie cups to now basically your handheld radio is a cell phone. And through all this, we call it progress. But one line of code or one screw up in settings or one little thing can throw the whole system into catastrophe. Right? And we all get promised on the front end that everything's going to be better, it's going to work perfect. It cannot break, Matt. It can't break. It's impossible. Huh? It's got quadrillion redundancy built into the system by the nature of the fact that it's ones and zeros.
Give me 3 days. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it broke in 12 minutes.
Yeah. And so we've had the luxury of, in the last 5 years, upgrading into a P25 system. If you get that chance and that opportunity for that luxury, disembowel yourself on the courthouse steps.
Yeah, or shoot yourself in the face.
Stab
yourself in the testicle with a soldering iron.
Yeah, sounds
all
way better options.
Yeah, but it's okay because it's not getting better.
Yeah, everybody's got to do it.
No.
And what we've learned through this process is that the way we operate, what we do, how we've operated for the last 117 years ish, right, is not conducive to the way this system is designed to function, right? The days of a functional pager are a memory that once was, because you're at the mercy of one pager company that builds the stupid pager that works with this. Uh, the integration between other softwares and other things is lackluster at best, right? So your IM respondings and your first dues and all this stuff that rely on these integrations may or may not get the information the way it's supposed to be gotten. But I tell you, there's Facebook groups out there that have all the information instantly.
I have never found a more reliable source of information or solution to arguments and debates than Facebook.
Yeah, or Twitter. There's
Now,
there's some Twitter
Facebook's much more reliable.
there's some Twitter pages that if I was on X and scrolling through, I would get the call notification faster through a Twitter page than I will through the proper channels that our department is relocated to.
If we were using carrier pigeon,
That might be better.
we would be better.
Yeah. And the bad part is that just like most fire departments, we don't get a say in any of this.
No, we sure as hell didn't.
We get what we get, and we better damn sure like it, or we're a bunch of assholes, right?
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is I've had this argument about 25 times now with different people in our local government, and dispatch and communication is meant to be this two-way communication, right? So in the failure of the hardware and it becomes one way, right? Maybe I get it. But in the instance where I don't get the communication, but it's being transmitted, that becomes zero-way communication. That's like opening the door and yelling that there's a fire and slamming the door shut and going back inside.
Throwing gasoline in.
Yeah. Here we go. So where and when is it appropriate to actually pitch a bitch?
Well, in our case, never.
Although we did.
Wow. To try and add an end of legitimacy to your talking point, it's when it's life safety.
But it's always life safety.
Yes, but no. Not all calls are created equal.
This is true. But you don't know that when you're answering the phone.
No, we don't.
And you probably don't even know that when you're hitting the initial button to send the page out that no one gets.
No.
You probably know it 5 or 8 minutes into the call, right?
It's after you get on scene and you realize there's people trapped inside.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's serious.
Or here's a half a guy right here in the road.
Mm-hmm.
None of the callers stated that.
Wow.
Well, they thought it was an armadillo.
Well, big armadillo.
Yeah, it's pretty good size out here in Texas. You know,
Oh,
everything's bigger in Texas.
I would have always thought it was the clothes that gave it away.
Yeah.
Those are fancy pants for an armadillo.
You mean the 9X shirt's not normal?
No, something like that.
Okay. But it's I don't know. Maybe it's not that way everywhere. It's that way everywhere I've been, which is a pretty limited quantity of places. I mean, realistically, I've been part of 4 different departments. Right?
I would argue that until the wrong disaster happens to the wrong person, that you're up a creek.
So what you're saying is we can kill a shitload of peasants.
Yeah, that's okay.
Excellent.
No one cares about poor people, I assure
Or
you,
crackheads.
or crackheads. Yeah, yeah, it's exceedingly infuriating. Uh but wait, it gets worse. Hopefully you don't have to deal with what we're having to deal with, where one entity owns the computer network and the other entity dispatches. But at least those two entities, when I say hate each other, it is Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah.
It is oil and water.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, I think some of them would marry their sister to keep the bloodlines pure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's truly terrible. I have these conversations pretty regular, and and I think I understand it, but I don't. Right? I I I understand the overreaching part of it. I don't understand the minutia because it doesn't make any. The overreaching part doesn't make any sense. So how do you understand the minutia? I'd argue that our membership understands 0% of it.
We understand 0% of it. We think we do.
That's what I say. We try to understand the overreaching part,
Yeah.
but we can't understand the minutia, right?
Well,
Our membership's at a loss on 100% of it. And if they think they understand it, they need to explain it to us.
yeah.
That's the sad part. I don't think this gets better before it gets worse.
Oh, it can always get a lot worse before it gets better.
That's what I think.
Well,
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. You got anything exciting or invigorating to add? And you need to finish your story. It was about you and three guys in the back alley behind the McAllisters.
negative.
Oh, that wasn't it? That wasn't
No.
that one?
I have allergies. I'm tired. That's the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
Be a short one.
But you had some calls, and you were on the calls, and you made all three of them.
Yeah, it was regrettable and unfortunate. I don't want to make 3 calls.
Yeah.
No. No, it's just it's exceedingly unrare for us, or unrare, exceedingly rare for us to have 3 structure fires in a 12-hour period. I can understand during like a wildfire, but
Yeah. In a 12-hour period, yes. In a 48-hour period, no. That's fairly normal. We do that all
yeah,
the
but it was 105 when the first fire came out. Everyone was devastated on the back end of it.
Yeah.
And it was the same crews that responded to all 3.
So I was asked earlier today about, it doesn't seem like we're getting the amount of people out that we've been getting. And this has been I've been getting this question a lot. And I reflected back to, I think about 75 to 80% of that problem is the communication network at the current state. Would you agree with that? Disagree? Think I'm retarded?
I have a tendency. I do think it's a combination of both. I think participation's down a little bit,
Yeah, no. I think
but
that's the 25% of it.
I think the communications part is such a compounding effect that it's absolutely terrifying. Um, Also, the same people that say that obviously weren't on the same 3 fires I was on,
No, none of those people are at any of them.
because there was 50 people at the first one. Second one didn't need that many, but there was probably 20, 15 to 20. And then the third one was probably 40.
Yeah, I think there's some misconceptions there, and I also wonder if I'm gonna give myself in trouble with this, but as hard as it is for people to listen and keep up with what's going on outside of a handheld radio, right? Are they paying attention enough to know who's going and who's not going, and are they choosing to go and not go based on who is going and who is not going?
Sure.
Distinct could be a thing, probably is a thing.
Yeah. That's a factor.
Yeah. I think our neighbors are being a little bit cunty. Is that a word?
It is now. I'm done.
Matt's dying.
I'm fucking
He's
done.
dying. I see it.
I appreciate it. Contact us if you have any shit for us.
All right, bye.